I'm sure you've heard that a bunch of times today, or you've seen it in emails, texts, Facebook, whatever. But anyway, there you are again. Today's reading, I think, is pretty straightforward. I think it's pretty straightforward. If it isn't, correct me. I don't think it needs much explanation at all, really. It's called the Grand Old Constellations, and the reason for the title will be revealed during the reading. Condoleezza Rice, who you remember from several years ago, quite famous in our government, said, "The essence of America, what really unites us, is not nationality or ethnicity or religion. It is an idea. And what an idea it is, that you can come from humble circumstances and you can do great things, that it does not matter where you came from, it matters where you are going." And that was Condoleezza Rice. I have to look up. See, I'm sure she's still around. The all-knowing mind of God contains the answer to every problem that confronts this country. And that was Ernest Holmes in My Prayer for My Country, which I think he also wrote in a time of strife. It might have been the Second World War, actually. Asked at the height of the Civil War if he was not losing his faith in the Union, President Abraham Lincoln replied, quote, "When I was a young man in Illinois, I boarded for a time with a deacon at the Presbyterian Church. One night I was roused from my sleep by a rap at the door, and I heard the deacon's voice exclaiming, 'Arise, Abraham, the day of judgment has come.' I sprang from my bed and rushed to the window and saw the stars falling in great showers. But looking back of them, in the heavens, I saw the grand old constellations, with which I was so well acquainted, fixed and true in their places. Gentlemen, the world did not come to an end then, nor will the Union now," unquote. And this is from Reverend Josh Reeves. This is our work as spiritual practitioners, to look past the fireworks of pessimism and distrust, of blame and speculation, of discord and drama, and to see those, quote, grand old constellations, unquote. This doesn't mean that we don't acknowledge where justice, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness may not be being realized for all. It means that we do so always with those grand constellations in mind. Like John F. Kennedy, we can see ourselves as idealists without illusions. Patriotism isn't blind allegiance, but instead means holding our country accountable for what it can be. Let's apply a consciousness of wholeness to our country this day. Let's move away from the fringes that sow distrust and get back to the center. Let's hold a vision of America that doesn't demand perfection of its leaders, but instead seeks in them honesty, strength, and passion. Honesty, strength, and passion. As I said, it's pretty straightforward. It's telling us that we don't deny that stuff is going on around us. We don't deny all the bad stuff, but what we do is we acknowledge the bad stuff, and then we turn away from it, and we focus our minds on what it is that we want, the good that we would like to come out of a particular situation. And it's really, really as simple as that. And since it's the 4th of July, I don't want to belabor you much longer. This is a really short reading. As I said, I don't think it needs any more explanation. It's simply telling us to acknowledge what's going on, focus on the good, and hold the best for our country. And I think this is really cool when he says, look for leaders who are honest, strong, and passionate. Look for leaders who are honest, strong, and passionate. Today, I hold myself and my country in a consciousness of wholeness. Today, I hold myself and my country in a consciousness of wholeness. On whatever your spiritual or religious beliefs, I don't think you could really want anything else from your leaders but honesty, passion, and strength. What do you think? Even though it's a short reading, please give us a like when you see it. Let us know your comments. I listen to another Science of Mind minister when I'm at the gym sometimes, and this one is based in Los Angeles. And I like the way she talks. So I listen to some of her Sunday talks sometimes during the week, of course. And she's always asking people to reply to her, let her know what's going on. I'm always tempted to do it, but I've never done it. She gives her email address, and I've never actually said to her, gee, I really love your Sunday talks. And that's one thing I ought to do, because I remember, I think it was Emma Curtis Hopkins who said, look for the good and praise it. And I know that Reverend Lisa and Reverend Jesse use that quite a bit. Look for the good and praise it. And that was Emma Curtis Hopkins. If you don't know who she is, look her up. Emma Curtis Hopkins, from the mid to late 19th century and first part of the 20th century. Look her up, Emma Curtis Hopkins. It's worth looking up. Reverend Lisa will be on tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. I will be back tomorrow evening, hopefully at 5. I don't see there's anything in the way right now. And until then, have a great rest of the 4th of July, or the great rest of the day, whatever parts of the day, time of the day of the week that you are in right now, or whatever parts of the country or parts of the world. Namaste.